Most times when I review kids' DVDs, I tend to run them by my 3-year-old twins at home and see what they think of them and then kind of report the results back to you. And for the most part, that's what I'm going to do here today. But the first title I'm looking at is actually one that I happen to enjoy, and that is the Superhero Squad Show, Quest for the Infinity Sword, Volume 1, which is a very long title, but is basically Marvel's superhero cartoon for kids, starring Iron Man, Wolverine, Thor, Captain America, and a bunch of other popular Marvel characters in sort of a super miniaturized, almost anime-styled look. This show is actually a lot of fun. It's really kind of superhero adventures for really young kids. There's a lot of superhero cartoons out there that kind of skew towards the older kids, and this is a good one for the young kids. I didn't let mine watch it. They're not really into the superhero stuff yet, but I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. So this set includes pretty much all of the Season 1 episodes that we've seen so far, and it runs about 2.5 hours in length and includes an interview with Stan Lee as the lone bonus feature. I would have rather had more of a making of the show, but at least you get something extra bang for your buck. Also, you get guest voices including Adrian Pasdar, Robert Englund, Tricia Helfer, Greg Grunberg, James Marsters, Lena Headey, and of course, Stan Lee himself. So that show is a lot of fun if you happen to be a comic book fan. Next up, we have the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, the complete series. I think Warner at this point is just making up Scooby-Doo series that we've never seen before, although that's probably not actually the case. I don't really remember these episodes of Scooby-Doo all that well. They're just Scooby, Shaggy, and Daphne. I don't really remember that period of history, but as far as Scooby-Doo cartoons go, they're a lot of fun. My kids are just about at the age where they're looking at Scooby-Doo. They think he's cute when they see him as a plush animal, but I haven't really let them watch the cartoons yet because think it might be a little scary for them still, but as a parent who grew up watching Scooby-Doo, these are certainly fun episodes to watch. You do get 13 episodes on 2 discs. In addition, you also get a bonus episode from the Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue series, so that's not bad for a bonus feature. Next up, we have the Backyardigans, Operation Elephant Drop. Backyardigans is a staple in our house. My kids love it. I'm always very excited when I get a new DVD in the house, and this one is no different. It includes 4 episodes, Elephant on the Run, The Magic Skateboard, The Flipper, and Super Team Awesome, most of which I had never seen before, so this was very exciting news for me. If you haven't watched the Backyardigans yet and you have kids, you should definitely check it out. It's easily one of the most fun kids shows there are on TV. Sadly, there are no extra features on this DVD. Next, we have Hot Potatoes, The Best of the Wiggles. Now, my kids aren't as into the Wiggles as they used to be, but they still enjoy them, and this is really a great disc. It's got 35 songs by the Wiggles, and that includes both Greg and Sam. So you kind of get the new Wiggles and the old Wiggles, and that's really great. On top of that, what really makes this disc so good is there's a number of extra features which aren't really all geared for kids, kind of a little something for the parents too. So, for example, there's some interviews with the Wiggles moms. There's some original film clips from way back in 1991. There's an interview with the woman who signed the Wiggles. There's some international film clips from the different Wiggles around the world. There's a Growing Up with the Wiggles featurette, and then there's some extra stuff like some drawings from a competition winner and some information in a photo gallery. So this is a really great disc if your kids are into the Wiggles. Next, we have Nickelodeon, The First Day of School. I'm always a big fan of these Nickelodeon discs where they take 5 of their hit series, compile 1 episode of each onto the disc, and of course they all have a theme, in this case the theme being the first day of school. So here we have episodes of Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, Blue's Clues, Wonder Pets, and Ni Hao Kai Lan, all of which my kids are into except a little bit. They're kind of growing out of Blue's Clues, but they still enjoy watching them. I put the whole disc on, and they have a lot of fun with these discs. Again, no extra features, but still a lot of bang for your buck. Next up, we have 2 really great new releases from Scholastic Storybook Treasures. Scholastic is doing some really good stuff with their DVDs lately, and these 2 new releases are no exception. These are sign language DVDs with read-along stories, and the first 2 releases in this line are A Pocket for Corduroy, from the popular Corduroy stories, of course, and Goodnight Moon. Now, my kids absolutely adore the book Goodnight Moon, so they really enjoyed this video, and the sign language is great. As we actually use some sign language with our kids, they really enjoyed seeing that, and we're trying to use it to teach them a little bit more. They haven't adapted to it yet, but I think since I've only watched it once, I can't really expect too much of them yet. Each of the discs includes 3 stories, so Goodnight Moon also includes A Creature Was Stirring and Gladys Goes Out to Lunch, and A Pocket for Corduroy also includes Bluebert and Wiggles and Big Al. In addition, you get alphabet fingerspelling, comprehension quizzes, and read-along stories. Both of them run about 40 minutes each, so not a ton of content in terms of running time, but in terms of educational value and good stories, I think your kids will really enjoy these. Next, we have Spongebob Squarepants, Triton's Revenge. Now, I've never really let the kids watch SpongeBob too much, but recently my daughter has started kind of catching episodes here and there. She seems to like it, so this is kind of good to have in the collection, although my kids are a little young for it. Yours probably, you know whether they like SpongeBob or not, because of course he's incredibly popular. This new disc includes 8 episodes, as most of them do, and the special features include a Clash of Triton short episodes, and then a bonus episode of Fanboy and Chum Chum, which of course isn't actually a SpongeBob extra, so limited value there. Next, we have 2 releases from Sesame Street. We have 20 Years and Still Counting and ABC's with Elmo. As always with the Sesame Street discs, you get kind of a mixed bag. Of course, Sesame Street is great. The kids love it. Lots of great education. The negative is they only run about 45 minutes and they have no extra features. So the 20 Years special, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Sesame Street's been on longer than that. Yes, it has. That's because this was broadcast on TV back in 1989. So it's a little bit dated, but it does have a lot of familiar faces like Bill Cosby, Placido Domingo, and a bunch of other people you'll recognize from the cast of the show. ABC's with Elmo, of course, is one of the new popular Elmo discs. They keep putting out about every month now. There's a new Elmo disc. So if your kids like Elmo, again, they'll enjoy it. This one runs 50 minutes, and actually you do get one special feature, which is a bonus classic clip called African Alphabet Song, but that's really about it. Finally, for the older kids, we have Bakugan Battle Brawlers Chapter 2, which is a 13-episode collection of the popular Bakugan series, which I can't quite figure out entirely why it's as popular as it is, but it is. This disc set includes episodes 40 through 52, so if you don't have the previous discs, you're going to be a little bit lost. Now, having watched some of the episodes of this show, I think you're going to be lost no matter what if you're over the age of like 12, because it's really confusing for adults, but for kids who like that anime stuff and like all these kind of Pokemon cartoons, Bakugan seems to fit that bill. So 13 episodes on 2 discs, no extra features besides that, but if your kids are into it, at least it's a little more than just another 4-episode disc that's been dumped out there to make a quick buck.